Hey guys, Jay! Welcome back to the channel. Guys, this is going to be one crazy week for toy reveals. After all, New York ComicCon is literally right around the corner, and Walmart Comic-Con is happening the same freaking weekend. This is insane. Not to be outdone, Super7 has dropped a huge, and I do mean huge, announcement on their social media as well as their webpage. Also, something interesting came across the way because they're actually including an O-ring figure with this particular release. Let's have a look at exactly what was dropped on Super7.com. Wow, guys, this, oh man, this has really been one heck of a day. Hot on the heels of New York Comic-Con and Walmart CollectorCon, we're getting some brand new announcements about more crowdsourced projects. Giant Man Hank Pym is going to be showcased at New York Comic Con this weekend, and a lot of people are hoping that this will help boost the numbers. Heading over to their HasLab page, we are just at 11 days, 12 hours, and 3 minutes, and we're only at 5,687 backers of the 10,000 backer goal. This is just over half of what they need, and they really are hoping that New York Comic Con will definitely be turning this around. There's a lot of questions from multiple toy tubers literally asking whether or not this is actually going to fund. This New York Comic Con is definitely going to be a deciding factor as to what happens with this HasLab project and if any of the unlockables will be achieved. There still is plenty of time though, 11 days, 12 hours, and 3 minutes, and we do know that at the end there is a huge spike for crowdsourced projects, especially ones with HasLab and Marvel Legends. But getting back to the topic at hand, good friends of the channel Toy Habits reported a few days ago some additional details about the Mothership, which was teased not only at San Diego Comic-Con, but also completely revealed at New York Toy Fair 2023. This is a really exciting addition to the G.I. Joe line, as the Cobra Mothership definitely was one of those iconic vehicles which never actually got made. It was part of the Sunbow cartoon, which is a celebrated part of G.I. Joe history, and Super7 seems to have really embraced the idea of bringing this into our collections, and they've been teasing this, indicating that the Cobra Mothership will be launching in October. As everyone knows, the Mothership was only shown a handful of times, first in the introduction sequence of G.I. Joe Original Hero from Sunbow cartoons, as well as a single episode where, in both instances, the Mothership got blown up. And people who were able to witness this gigantic Mothership at San Diego Comic-Con as well as New York Comic-Con have said this thing is absolutely gigantic, and you can see just how big it is with these pictures provided by John Newman of Super7, Cobra Commander Guy on Instagram, and Kyle Peterson on YouTube. Definitely give all their channels and Instagram pages a like and follow, guys. Tell them that Jay sent you. And today, true to their word, Super7 did launch the crowdfund project for the Cobra Mothership on Super7.com. Clicking on pre-order now, this is where it really starts to come down to a head. Guys, we discover that the G.I. Joe reaction vehicle Cobra Mothership is a whopping $495. Oh my god, guys. Basically $500 for this Cobra Mothership. Holy crap. That does not include shipping, and we're going to get into those details very, very soon, but I want to take a deep dive in this and see exactly what you get for $500 for 1/18th scale reaction sized vehicle, which will work with your O-ring G.I. Joes and retro G.I. Joes. Guys, let's take a deep dive in this and see exactly what we get for $500. This is a dream project for sure. After all, this Cobra Mothership is the stuff of legends, showing up only a handful of times in the cartoon. It really was this crazy UFO which Cobra would use to intimidate its foes. In many of the sequences we saw, the Trubbles would just pour out of the mouth and the front gates here to attack the G.I. Joes, and there was an indication that there was some sort of armament on the top and the bottom of the ship itself. This thing is absolutely gargantuan. We can see just how big it is compared to these reaction Vipers. Now, it should be mentioned that this is a forced perspective kind of view, but even at this level, you can see just how big this beast really is. The official dimensions are 32.3 inches wide, and I believe almost exactly the same length for this particular vehicle, and 7.1 inches in height. This thing is absolutely monstrous. There are so many interior details as well. This is the first time we're seeing exactly what's included when you open up all of the different panels on the ship. We can see here the command center with Cobra Commander in the middle and the two Vipers to this left and right. There's a wonderful globe diorama right here in the middle. That's amazing, with of course the Cobra insignia indicating that Cobra wants to to take over the entire world. We can also see flashes of different decals or perhaps painted details, which is usually what Super7 does with all these incredible vehicles that they produce. The Cobra insignia doorway, which looks absolutely wonderful, and we see layouts and schematics and readouts on different sides of the panels. We can even see 2 Trubble bubbles stored in the back for deployment. This is crazy, guys. Here's another angle of Cobra Commander commanding his troops on the bridge of the ship. We can see all those wonderful details here. I do believe these are going to be all painted, which is going to be incredible. We can see the pilot and co-pilot seats wonderfully adorned with Cobra insignias, and just how much room is inside of this overall cockpit. The other one, again, was forced perspective, so it was difficult to really gauge how big this was. It appears as if the doors actually do shutter open and close, which is amazing detail. I'm loving this overall look for this particular pack out. Getting into some of the more final details, we can see that all of the panels on the top of the mothership are removable. This is amazing. There's the bridge of the ship once again. We can see here, this is the storage area for those 2 Trubble bubble pods and an additional area to store Paraviper parachutes. I love the little details like the caution tape at the bottom. We can even see the rear vents of the mothership. They have the fuel tanks displayed here on the tail section. That's a wonderful detail as well. I love the way they're colored in this wonderful red. Moving to the left and the right, we can see the command stations, probably for where the Televipers will be sitting in order to relay commands to troopers on the ground as well as the Trubble bubbles who are deploying. This is amazing, along with the other sculpted details that are included as well. This thing is absolutely loaded. Getting into closer detail to the port side of the ship, this area looks like almost a rest area or perhaps even a jail cell. We'll have to take a closer look at that. Closer to the back, we can actually see an entire array, an entire payload of bombs, which can be deployed at the press of a button. Here we can even get a closer look at that parachute storage area for the Paravipers alongside the Trubble bubble section. Taking in a slightly different angle, we can actually see that the inside of this is actually a jail cell, as I expected it to be, with Cobra propaganda hanging on the wall. We can see the shackles that are set up against the wall, ready to string up captives if they are getting out of line. Here we can see all of the armaments that are included with the mothership. The front of the ship actually has those 2 front-mounted laser cannons under shutters, as well as an additional 2 on the port and 2 on starboard. This mothership is ready for battle and is armed to the teeth. Here we can see an exploded view of the ship itself and how the panels come off. Each one is detachable using these peg systems, much like other G.I. Joe vehicles in the past. Another wonderful feature of the ship are 16 individual light-up thruster panels at the bottom of the ship. This is a wonderful detail, as Super7 is definitely starting to experiment with light-up technology in their vehicles and playsets. Here we can see the underbelly of the ship as it would appear without the lights on, and this is a wonderful array, and I do love the detail that they've put into the underbelly. We can see some hovering thrusters as well, about 3 of them, and some ports for additional features, which we'll get to in a minute. The detail that Super7 puts into all of their crowdsourced projects, specifically their vehicles, is absolutely unmatched. We can even see that there's an additional panel access here at the bottom on the starboard side of the ship. All these incredible details, including the deployment hatch for the Trubble bubbles, which I hope actually swings open, but it does not appear to do so, at least from this angle. Another close-up detail of the payload for all of the bomb deployments. We can even see one of the holes which actually allows the bomb to drop through. Wonderful. The armory itself is full to the brim with different types of rifles, as well as storage for additional backpacks, which are included with other reaction figures. The doors themselves are even molded with grenades, as well as rifles and automatic weapons. Incredible. The armory does shut closed, as you can see here. Again, wonderful attention to detail. Bravo to the Super7 team for making this happen. The Cobra Mothership comes with everything that you see here. The mothership itself, which is absolutely gigantic. A sticker sheet, which you can apply or leave alone, as many people do have problems with sticker sheets, like myself. The Trubble bubble missiles ×2, 3 stands which allow the mothership to hover in place, 8 explosive warheads, 2 gunner reaction backpacks, 4 gunner reaction rifles, 4 commander reaction rifles, and it will also include a gunner action figure with backpack and assault rifle. And this is a really interesting detail. Yes, guys, there actually is an official O-ring figure going to be included once this is back with the Cobra Mothership. That is something I wasn't expecting, and I think is going to be a huge selling point for many fans who want to complete their G.I. Joe collection. There is an early bird backer bonus if it's funded by October 22nd, 2022. They're actually going to include 2 additional parachutes, which you can see stored at the back of the launch pad for the Trubble bubbles. If the early backer bonus is not met, these will remain empty. So we have up to October 22nd to unlock this first early backer bonus. It is a little disappointing as they are just the soft vinyl parachutes along with the backpacks themselves. For a $500 price point, I would have hoped that they would include an additional 2 Vipers who could be used as para-Vipers in this particular early bird backer bonus. But I guess it wasn't meant to be. Highlighting this brand new O-ring figure for this particular pack out, I've got to say, this is an exciting proposition as many people who are O-ring fans would definitely not want to miss out on this particular figure, considering the fact that there are a lot of completionists out there who really want to collect every single O-ring figure ever made. And this is just another example of how that can be applied. Unlike the reaction figures, which are literally only 5 points of articulation, as seen here with this reaction Cobra Gunner also included with the mothership, the G.I. Joe O-ring characters have 10 points of articulation. They have the head swivel, the rotating arms, pivoting elbow joints, the waist, which holds the O-ring together along with the legs, and of course the knee articulation. This is a huge step up for Super 7 and makes me wonder if Hasbro is going to allow them to continue the O-ring line upon successful completion of this crowdsourced project. Here's a more detailed shot of the sticker sheet, the blast effects, which are actually stands, the missiles themselves, the bombs, the rifles, automatic weapons, and backpacks, which can be stored in the armory. This is a wonderful pack out, as well as the 2 figures. Another look at the early backer bonus itself. They are well sculpted, and I do appreciate the effort that's put into these, especially the fact that the vinyl parachutes can be stored in the Trubble bubble deployment area. The first stretch goal for this particular crowdsourced project is an additional sticker sheet which has a host of additional stickers which you can deploy all over your Trubble bubbles or the ship itself. If this is unlocked, it will quickly become a collector's item. It will also unlock an additional pair of gunner seats which can be positioned, I believe, on the exterior of the mothership itself. The second tier unlock is going to be very, very exciting. Guys, the first iteration of the Trubble bubbles will be made available to backers of the project. It's not very clear if there will be any differentiation of these Trubble bubbles compared to other Trubble bubbles which could be coming in the future for the reaction line, but I do have to say they do look quite nice and will be wonderful additions to the line, bar none. The final unlock tier is an additional set of Cobra Viper variants. These are gray in color instead of their traditional blue. The pair is, of course, a standard reaction figure and another O-ring figure to add to the collection. Again, this will be very, very enticing to any O-ring collectors who have to complete their collection. A whopping $495 to back this project. In order for this project to be unlocked, it needs to hit its goal of 4,000 backers. Considering what happened with the Thundercats Cat's Lair, that goal is more than attainable. The early funding bonus, of course, needs to be unlocked within the next 10 days and ends on October 22nd. The first tier bonus for the sticker sheets and the gunner seats will be unlocked at 5,000 backers. The second tier bonus of the 2 Trubble bubbles, which also include flip-up canopy, cannons, and each come with 1 mine and 2 additional missile accessories, will unlock at 6,000 backers. And the final tier of 2 exclusive variants, 1 Cobra Viper officer and 1 O-ring Cobra Viper gunner, will unlock at 7,000 backers. Once again, backers will have to pony up $495 US, but it doesn't actually stop there, guys. There is flat rate shipping required, and it doesn't actually mention it anywhere here on the page. However, if you click on international sales and distribution, there's actually the final details we need to find out exactly how much we're paying for this vehicle. US domestic orders are only available directly from Super7.com for $495 plus $100 flat rate shipping. Oh my god, guys. Including shipping, this is nearly $600. It's $595 including flat rate shipping, and international fans will be able to use these partners with more information coming soon. $595 to back this Cobra Mothership. This definitely is one of the crown jewels for the reaction collection if it's backed, and this will definitely be an interesting ship, bar none, for the O-ring collection. I think a lot of people are going to be gunning for this, but it's going to be a hard pill to swallow. At close to $600, guys, this really does rival the Cat's Lair in terms of price. packs. And we know that the Thundercats Cat's Lair did actually reach its first tier goal, just over 4,000 backers. It remains to be seen if the Cobra Mothership can achieve the same goal. After all, it needs 4,000 backers just to get backed, with tiers 1, 2, and 3 following at 5,000, 6,000, and 7,000 backers respectively. Guys, this is an absolute dream project for many collectors of G.I. Joe. Is this something that you would be interested in backing? This one is a true grail for G.I. Joe collectors, and there is plenty of time, as the pre-orders will close on Monday, December 11th, 2023 at 11:59 p.m. Just over 60 days, 12 hours, and 20 minutes to go. Well, guys, you know what they say. Big purchases require big ticket prices. This is absolutely nuts, guys. $495 to purchase the Cobra Mothership, and that's not including the $100 shipping and taxes. Guys, this is absolutely insane. Let me know in the comment section below, guys. Are you impressed by this gigantic beast of a vehicle for G.I. Joe retro figures? I mean, honestly, I wasn't expecting anything like this. As a matter of fact, we sort of get 3 vehicles in one, technically. 2 Trubble bubbles and a gigantic mothership. Holy crap, guys. Are you guys going to put down your harder cash to pick up one of these motherships to add to your collection? Where the heck are you going to put it? I think that's the real question right now. Or, as I said, is this just too freaking big and it won't fit into your collection to begin with? Or is it just too freaking expensive, considering the fact that it's only for 3 3/4 inch figures? Guys, leave those comments in the comment section below. If you enjoyed this episode, guys, please do leave a like. It really does help me out. And if you're in the position to help out the channel, please consider checking out my Patreon page. It's Mega J Retro on Patreon. Guys, the patrons and channel members of this channel help me make wonderful episodes every single week, and I couldn't do without them. They are the best. Thank you so much for your support, everybody. It really means the world to me. I hope you're all doing well, staying safe. And as always, everybody, thank you very much for watching. Cobra! Yo, Joe. Good journey, everybody. Geek proud. I want to give a huge shout out to all my Patreon and channel member supporters. Thank you so much, everybody. It's thanks to your support that this channel continues to grow, and I really could not have done this without you. You guys are the best. Thank you so much for your support, guys. It really means a lot and really helps the channel to keep growing.